Florida is a state of innovation. Countless pioneering inventors have created solutions to improve our lives, transform our world, and reshape our future. And for over a decade, the Florida Inventors Hall of Fame has been illuminating the work and the lives of these intrepid adventurers. Those who dared to dream and had the determination to make their dreams a reality. But the spotlight has also always been on the future, recognizing the power of innovation within every individual and igniting a passion for innovation among new generations.
Over the past 10 years, the Florida Inventors Hall of Fame has been a beacon of inspiration, recognizing the many amazing inventors who have helped shape the world as we know it. From groundbreaking medical treatments to pioneering discoveries in communications to revolutionary technologies that have advanced society, the Florida Inventors Hall of Fame has been a tribute to the human potential that we all have.
It's been humbling to think that it's been 10 years since we first envisioned the Florida Inventors Hall of Fame. Florida has always been a place where pioneering innovation comes together with fearless persistence, where bold and new ideas have transformed the industry, academia, healthcare, and science through our discoveries.
Over the past decade, the Florida Inventors Hall of Fame has inducted 68 visionary inventors. On this milestone anniversary, we honor the visionaries who, with each idea, each innovation, each patent, made a step forward in human progress.
Congratulations, Florida Inventors Hall of Fame. As we celebrate this milestone, we salute the inventors who have paved the way and look forward to one day welcoming the emerging talents who are just getting started today.
It has been an extraordinary and humbling experience to watch the Florida Inventors Hall of Fame grow to become the center of Florida's innovation ecosystem, to bring national awareness of Florida as a powerhouse of innovation, and to empower future inventors. I'm honored to have been part of its beginnings. I can't wait to see what the next 10 years bring.
As we step forward into the next decade, join us to celebrate the past, embrace the present, and anticipate a future where innovation knows no bounds. Happy 10th anniversary to the Florida Inventors Hall of Fame.
Congratulations, Florida Inventors Hall of Fame, on your 10th anniversary. Tonight we'll begin the next decade by celebrating the 10 extraordinary inventors who are the 2023 inductees. Tonight we'll also recognize a 2020 inductee who will finally be able to receive his medal in person. And tonight we'll inaugurate a new award to shine a spotlight on several individuals who have made a profound impact on innovation. So to get us started, please join me in welcoming Dr. Sylvia Wilson Thomas to the stage. Dr. Thomas is a member of the advisory board of the Florida Inventors Hall of Fame. She is also USF's interim vice president for USF Research and Innovation and professor of electrical engineering. Please join me once again in welcoming Dr. Thomas.
Well, good evening, everyone, and thank you, Allison. I am delighted to see so many of you here to celebrate this special occasion. The essence of this evening is momentous as we celebrate the 10th anniversary of the Florida Inventors Hall of Fame. At this time, it is my honor to introduce the University of South Florida President, Rhea Law, who will deliver the welcome address.
It was a long walk up here. Well, thank you so much, and good evening to each and every one of you. I must say that I am totally delighted to welcome you to this wonderful celebration of innovation and impact. The University of South Florida has been the proud host for the Florida Inventors Hall of Fame since its inception a decade ago. And that's particularly meaningful to me because, as many of you know, I put myself through school at the University of South Florida, working as a university project administrator in the Division of Sponsored Research. And I was able to learn at an early age about the bold spirit of inventiveness that we are honoring here tonight. We also are so proud to be among our many collaborative efforts with our partners in the Florida High-Tech Corridor, the University of Florida, the University of Central Florida. Working together across our 23-county area, we are sparking innovation that diversifies and grows our economy. The Florida Inventors Hall of Fame tells the world that our state is much more than just a tourist destination. It shines a light on innovation that has influenced and created novel inventions that have helped shape our state, our nation, and indeed, our world. In fact, Florida consistently ranks in the top 10 for states with the most patents issued every year. You need to give yourself a round of applause. Tonight, we honor the 2023 inductees whose groundbreaking discoveries have transformed medicine and healthcare, computer technology and semiconductors, optics and photonics, communications, nuclear energy, and modern color technology. Collectively, they hold more than 1,100 patents from across industry, academia, and government. As is true with the other members of the Hall of Fame, these inductees are trailblazers who are committed to innovation that transforms lives and shapes the future. And that is the commitment we share here at the University of South Florida. The relentless pursuit of new knowledge by our faculty members and researchers was central to our invitation this summer to join the Association of American Universities. You know, there are many benefits to our university, to our region, and to our state from membership in this highly prestigious organization. Among them is the fact that top talent gravitates to the best universities, and attracting more bright minds to our state will lead to discoveries and new patents that turn into startups. And as these companies grow, they create hundreds of high-paying jobs and generate a major economic impact for the state of Florida. So as we honor these remarkable inductees this evening, we also celebrate the contributions of Dr. Paul Sandberg, USF President Emerita Judy Genshaft, and Elizabeth Doherty, the Eastern Regional Director of the U.S. Patent and Trademark Office. "10 years ago, Paul and Judy had the vision to establish the Florida Inventors Hall of Fame. And Elizabeth has been an unwavering champion as a member of the Hall of Fame's Advisory Board and Selection Committee. Paul, Judy, and Elizabeth, you have done so much to advance the innovation ecosystem here in Florida, and I am absolutely thrilled that you are the inaugural recipients of the Pioneer Award. And to our inductees, let me just say congratulations and thank you. Your creativity, your courage, your passion, that is an inspiration to all of us. And so with that, I say, enjoy your evening. Let's celebrate. We have so much to be thankful for.
Thank you, President Law. And this evening is truly a celebration of the power of innovation. As we honor the accomplishments of this year's inductees, innovation in all its forms is driving the forces behind progress and prosperity in our world. It is the spark that ignites change, the key that unlocks the door to brighter futures, and the compass that guides us towards uncharted horizons. It is, without a doubt, one of the most formidable tools at humanity's disposal. When we innovate, we tap into the boundless potential of the human mind, transcending boundaries and defying limitations. Innovation is a testament to human ingenuity and creativity. It is the product of our ability to imagine, design, and create solutions to the problems we face. And tonight, we will recognize individuals whose innovations have improved our quality of life, expanded our knowledge, and enabled us to overcome challenges that once seemed insurmountable. But before we meet them, I want to express our thanks to all of you. This event would not have been possible without your generous support and participation. Thanks to you, the Florida Inventors Hall of Fame has achieved a historic milestone in reaching its 10th anniversary. I'd especially like to recognize our keynote speakers for this evening. Derek Brent from the U.S. Patent and Trademark Office, and Congresswoman Kathy Castor. Let's give them both a round of applause. We are deeply honored to have such distinguished individuals lead our program tonight, especially since both of them are renowned champions of innovation. In addition, I'd like to highlight our diamond and platinum sponsors and ask their representatives to please stand as I call their names. The Florida High Tech Quarter, represented by its CEO, Paul Soule. And since Paul wasn't able to join us tonight due to unexpected circumstances, we have the quarter representatives that are here with us tonight. Thank you. Haltech International, represented by its founder, Dr. Chris Singh, CEO, who is also one of tonight's inductees. The University of Florida, represented by its Vice President for Research, Dr. David Norton. And I saw David earlier. Yes, thank you. The University of Central Florida, represented by its Interim Vice President for Research, Dr. Winston Schoenfeld. And Winston is also here, yes. And of course, the University of South Florida, represented by President Law and Provost Dr. Prasant Mahapatra. So thank you very much. And our deep gratitude goes out to our gold and silver sponsors who are listed in your program. Let's have a round of applause for all of our sponsors. I also wish to thank the members of the advisory board and selection committees. We thank each of you for your dedicated service and commitment, and for your tremendous efforts to help select and recognize Florida inventors. In a few moments, we'll celebrate this year's inductees into the Florida Inventors Hall of Fame. I'd also like to recognize their nominators for putting them forward for this honor. And I also want to acknowledge several inductees from previous years who are in the audience tonight. Will you please stand? To learn more about our inductees, I invite you to visit the Florida Inventors Hall of Fame, either virtually through our website or in person at our museum located in the USF Research Park. Additionally, connect with our Ignite Education and Community Outreach Initiative, which brings invention and innovation education to schools and community programs with the goal of inspiring generations of new inventors through engagement. I would also like to thank the incredible leaders of the Florida Hall of Fame, Jamie Spurrier and her team from the Florida Inventors Hall of Fame. Let's please give them a round of applause. Tonight is a celebration of the power of innovation. From the wheel to the smartphone, from the printing press to the internet, innovation has consistently propelled our civilization forward. Innovation knows no boundaries, no social or economic distinctions, and offers opportunities to all who dare to dream. It is a force that can level the playing field, allowing individuals and communities from all walks of life to participate in the global conversion of progress. Over the past decade, the Florida Inventors Hall of Fame has built and strengthened partnerships with organizations and stakeholders across industry, academia, public schools, nonprofits, military, and government. It coalesces the diverse resources and talents of these partnerships to bring awareness and education to communities where access to innovation resources has previously been unavailable. Nationally, the Florida Inventors Hall of Fame maintains strong partnerships with the U.S. Patent and Trademark Office, the Smithsonian Institute, the Florida House in Washington, D.C., the Henry Ford Museum's Innovation Convention Worldwide, and many others. All of these partnerships in the innovation ecosystem generate a multiplier effect. We are able to achieve more, do more, and imagine more. The power of innovation is a force that has shaped the course of human history and will continue to do so in the future. It is our most potent tool. And as we continue to address the complex challenges of our time, from climate change to healthcare to social inequality, innovation will make a difference. It is a force that unites us in our shared quest for a better world. It is the light that guides us through the darkness of uncertainty, the engine that drives progress, and the legacy we leave for future generations. Now, I am so very delighted to have the opportunity to present the inaugural Pioneer Award to 3 very deserving individuals. The Pioneer Award is a new way for the Florida Inventors Hall of Fame to recognize outstanding leaders who have significantly contributed to the innovation ecosystem, but who may not hold patents. This award recognizes individuals who may and have advanced our culture, society, scientific understanding, or discovery, or those who may have been champions of the innovation ecosystem. Fearless disruptors leading the frontier in emerging technology in industry, government, and academia. Or they may be quietly and humbly working behind the scenes to address opportunities for others. But they all share common traits. They are boundary breakers, problem solvers, and change makers. In other words, they are pioneers. Our inaugural recipients epitomize this vision, and they are Elizabeth Doherty, Judy Genshaft, and Paul Sandberg.
Will Elizabeth Doherty please step forward? Will Judy Genshaft please step forward? Will Paul Sandberg please step forward? Please join me once again in congratulating our inaugural Pioneer Award recipients. In just a few moments, we'll be celebrating inventors who are at the pinnacle of their careers and the height of their achievement. The stories of how they began, their struggles to succeed, and the inspiring mentors who helped them along their journey will be showcased in each of their videos tonight. But what if there was a way to help early inventors, to help inspire young people who come from disadvantaged backgrounds or technology deserts? What if there was a way to ignite and nurture the spark of innovation in those who might never otherwise have that opportunity? Well, as you heard Dr. Thomas mention, and as Paul Sandberg wrote in his address in your programs, the Florida Inventors Hall of Fame launched the Ignite program this past year to do just that. Tonight, we're honored to announce that Paul and Cindy Sandberg have made the initial founding gift to start funding the Ignite program. This gift represents everything coming full circle. 10 years ago, Paul Sandberg had the bold vision to create the Florida Inventors Hall of Fame. He dedicated so much of his time and effort into growing it to what it has become today. On this 10-year anniversary, he and Cindy have redoubled their commitment by becoming the foundational donors to the Ignite program, ensuring that Florida Inventors Hall of Fame will continue to inspire generations of new inventors through engagement as it moves forward into a new decade. We hope you might also be inspired to help support this program with a gift of your own tonight. Please scan that QR code that you'll find there on your tables, and that's how you'll be able to make a gift or a pledge. At this time, please help me welcome the first of our two guest speakers we have for you this evening. Derek Brent is the Deputy Undersecretary of Commerce for Intellectual Property and Deputy Director of the United States Patent and Trademark Office. As the Deputy Director, he serves as the Principal Advisor to Kathy Vidal, Undersecretary of Commerce for Intellectual Property and Director of the USPTO, managing a wide portfolio of programs and operations for one of the largest intellectual property offices in the world, with more than 13,000 employees and an annual budget of more than $4 billion. Deputy Director Brent.
Good evening, everyone. How are we doing? It is truly an honor and a privilege to be here and to be invited to participate in this great celebration. And I know those words are said often, but I want to let you know that they come from the heart. I have been inspired on a level that I can barely remember. Just talking to the inductees, this morning participating in the inaugural meeting of FLIPA. Love that name. But everything that I've seen today is about innovation, and it's inspiring. I also want to say hello and good evening to my friend Paul Sandberg. Paul, it's always good to be in a room with you. And Paul and I are getting good at handing out awards together. We did so at NIA earlier this year. Representative Castor, it was a pleasure to meet you. I will try to be a good opening act for you, and I know you will bring the house down. Thank you for your service. You serve one of the most innovative districts in the country, and I know you were proud. What's this? And you're blessed to do that, and I know we had a brief conversation about that because you get inspiration on a regular basis from what we're doing, from what they're doing here. So on behalf of Director Vidal and the more than 13,000 employees of the United States Patent and Trademark Office, I am grateful to be here to honor many of Florida's accomplished inventors. These leaders of innovation have improved the world for all of us. They have helped strengthen and advance not only Florida's economy, but the United States economy. And they have inspired many others to follow in their footsteps. I want to also take a moment of personal privilege to say congratulations and how proud I am of my colleague, but someone who has also become a dear friend, Elizabeth. Elizabeth, I could not be more proud of you. She is tireless in her service and truly a special representative of the people and the system. We should all aspire to have a little bit of Elizabeth Doherty in all of us. Now, the inventors here, they have done many things. Some of their inventions have saved lives. They've improved our national security. They have increased the safety of nuclear power plants. They have revolutionized the wireless telecommunications industry. They have enhanced our entertainment experience, Disney Park, and also blockbuster movies. This year's new inductees have more than 1,000 patents combined. And all of the inventors who have been inducted to the Florida Inventors Hall of Fame over the past 10 years have a combined total of more than 5,000 patents. 5,000 patents. That is truly an amazing number, and please, these inductees are a testament to the American spirit of innovation. So I want to take a moment to say a word to the inductees and their families and those who are here to celebrate with them. Thank you for your hard work. Thank you for your tireless devotion. But you teach us, what you teach us is that inspiration, perspiration, dedication, but now you get to enjoy celebration and innovation. Thank you, inductees, for your hard work to make our country better. Good work is being done here in Florida by those in the innovation system. Of the top 100 global universities ranked by the number in U.S. patents they received in 2022, Florida has 5 universities listed. The University of South Florida ranks 36th place amongst all universities in the world in the number of patents received from the U.S. Patent and Trademark Office. The emphasis, yes, keep it up, keep it up. The emphasis on innovation has made USF an essential part of the Florida high-tech corridor. Dozens of companies in the corridor are commercializing technologies developed by USF researchers. As Director Vidal likes to say, you are bringing innovation to impact. Tampa is a real-world example of how intellectual property is transformative. Focusing on new technologies and new industries, Tampa leads the state in high-wage jobs in science, technology, engineering, and math, also known as STEM. Hillsborough County ranks among the top counties in the country, throughout the country, in employment growth. This focus on innovation and making it part of your culture is why we are celebrating the 10th anniversary of the Florida Inventors Hall of Fame Awards. It's why this organization last year started Ignite. This program shows students in kindergarten through high school how they can seize on their inner creativity and teaches them to see that inventions come from inventive thinking. And earlier today, we launched the Florida Intellectual Property Alliance, as I mentioned. Florida is one of the few states in the country to have such an organization. And now you have found yet another way to contribute to the innovation ecosystem. So thank you, Florida Inventors Hall of Fame, for making innovation a priority. And to the inductees, this is your night. Celebrate and be celebrated. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Deputy Director Brent. One more round of applause for him. Now I have the honor to introduce our keynote speaker for this evening. U.S. Representative Kathy Castor is Tampa Bay's voice in U.S. Congress. She was elected in 2006 and represents Florida's 14th congressional district, which includes Tampa and parts of Hillsborough County and Pinellas County. She's the first woman to represent Hillsborough and Pinellas counties in the U.S. Congress. Castor focuses on issues vital to Tampa Bay and to their families and businesses, and she's committed to building a stronger economy that works for everyone as ranking member of the House Energy and Commerce Committee's powerful oversight and investigations subcommittee. Castor is a leader in the Congress on initiatives to create jobs, protect the environment and consumers, to improve schools, ensure veterans receive the benefits and care that they have earned, provide access to affordable health care, and defend protections for people with pre-existing health conditions. U.S. Representative Kathy Castor.
Good evening, everyone and friends. President Law. Innovation and invention are the building blocks of America, and they are the pathway to the American dream. Thank you so much for the opportunity to be here tonight to congratulate this year's incredible class of pioneering inventors as we celebrate the Florida Inventors Hall of Fame 10th anniversary. This is a true feather in the cap for the University of South Florida, the most entrepreneurial research university that I know of, and it's especially wonderful to have Secretary Brent here. Thank you so much for joining us in this celebration of the human spirit. This truly is here in the heart of the Tampa Bay area an occasion to recognize the individuals who improve our lives. I'm very excited that this year is the year that you have created the inaugural Pioneer Award to distinguished individuals who have made significant contributions to Florida's vibrant innovation ecosystem. See, I've had a front row seat to the founding of the Florida Inventors Hall of Fame in 2013, when Dr. Paul Sandberg and a tireless university president, Judy Genshaft, had the vision to really celebrate and capture all of the innovation that's going on here, to hold up to everyone as examples for the state of Florida and for this entire country the amazing work that is being done right here in the state of Florida. They envision an organization that would encourage individuals of all backgrounds to achieve groundbreaking innovation and celebrate the incredible scientific work of Floridians. And to Elizabeth Daugherty, thank you for following up on their work and lifting up our inventors to make sure that everyone understands their successes. USF, let's face it, USF is the best place. It's the best home in Florida for the Florida Inventors Hall of Fame. Why is that the case? Because we are one of the top universities in the nation for producing new U.S. patents, according to the new ranking released just this year by the National Academy of Inventors. In 2022, USF was 15th among American public research universities and 36th among all universities worldwide in generating patents. This marks the 10th year that USF has ranked in the top 15 among American public universities. This ranking places USF in rare company among academic institutions generating new, novel, and useful inventions, including the innovation powerhouses like the University of California system, MIT, Harvard, and Stanford universities. When you combine the three universities that comprise the Florida High-Tech Corridor, USF, University of Florida, University of Central Florida, they have secured 286 patents. This puts the corridor ahead of nationally recognized centers of innovation, including North Carolina's Research Triangle and the University of Texas system. So we have a lot to be proud of here in the state of Florida. And I have to say, every event hosted by USF and in this community over the past few months has given us an opportunity to celebrate USF's invitation into the prestigious AAU. We are the first public university in Florida to be invited to join the AAU since 1985, and only one of two institutions from the State University system of Florida to serve as an AAU member. Isn't it fantastic? But it's because of the researchers. It's because of all of you, the students, the grad students, all of the investments and innovations that you have made. But all of this comes at an advantageous time for USF and the Tampa Bay community, as national leading innovators, entrepreneurs, science and technology firms are being drawn to this area, often citing the talent pipeline generated by USF as the reason for their decision. USF's innovation and economic development efforts are now generating more than $582 million in statewide impact every year, sustaining more than 4,000 jobs and returning more than $70 million in tax revenue to local, state, and federal coffers. It's just outstanding. And as your federal partner, I am proud to say that much of this research and many of the patents start with the fundamental support from the National Institutes of Health, the Department of Defense, and other federal agencies, and I am bullish on fighting for these investments to come to USF researchers and our community. Speaking of Washington, we had an eventful week. this week in the nation's capital. We are all very relieved that there was no government shutdown. That would have been very harmful to our country, to all of the research and innovation that is underway right now. Now, fortunately, the Patent and Trademark Office is self-funded, mostly through patent and trademark filing fees, so it has the ability to weather the storm. It can weather a short-term government shutdown. But the basic and important and fundamental research and development funding that often proves so critical to breakthroughs would have been harmed. This is entirely unnecessary, and it would be harmful to our entire innovation enterprise. It's not what the greatest nation on the planet should be doing. Everyone in this room appreciates the U.S. government's long history of robust support for basic and applied research in national defense, in technology, in health, in science, and space exploration. It is the basis of the development of all new products and opportunities through de-risking those initial investments, often through the public-private partnerships, the nonprofit research centers and universities and private industry. Without robust and long-term commitments, many innovations that are commonplace today might never have gotten off the ground, like the internet, or life-saving vaccines and treatments, or vital clean energy technologies. So you have my commitment to work in a bipartisan way to make sure that we do not go there, and we do all that we can to keep those research dollars flowing. Now, prior to this year of kind of brinksmanship in the Congress, a bipartisan majority in the last Congress, recognizing that we live in a very competitive world and there is a need to bolster our competitiveness with our friends and adversaries across the globe, we passed the CHIPS and Science Act of 2022, signed by President Biden, to strengthen American manufacturing, supply chains, and national security. That new law invests in R&D and the workforce of the future. We want our inventors to be the world leaders when it comes to nanotechnology and clean energy and quantum computing and artificial intelligence and more. Implementation is under now, and I trust that Florida inventors will lead the way. They will lead the way, and these investments will help create the new wave of inventors, the new wave of cutting-edge inventions. By encouraging scientific discovery, the Florida Inventors Hall of Fame fuels innovation. It drives economic growth, encourages investment in Florida, and it plain makes our lives better. I am very proud of your work. And on behalf of the people of this very dynamic Tampa Bay region, thank you for your inspiration. Keep up the great work.
Thank you so much, Representative Castor. Please give her one more round of applause. It is now that time to recognize the inductees of the Florida Inventors Hall of Fame. Paul Sandberg, Derek Brent, will you please join me here on the stage to present the medals? We're going to begin now with an inductee who has been waiting more than 3 years for this moment.
I really like solving problems, but I like seeing them solved so that they really benefit someone. Born at the end of the year, I was almost always the youngest person in my class. And so whenever we got to go outside and play sports, I was usually the smallest kid.
Congratulations, Christopher Badich.
Okay, well, first of all, of course, thank you for this marvelous planning and event. Secondly, I'd just like to mention my 5 grandsons who missed some fishing trips because of some of the hours I spent working on this stuff. Mickey, Max, Isaac, Wyatt, and Dylan, and then also my granddaughter who's here, Sidley. Finally, I think it's something, since we have this opportunity, let me ask something of you. I ran into a problem that we are not able to really solve at the University of Florida. We started biomedical engineering, clinical translational science institute, and we combined science, engineering, and medicine. It led to a lot of grants, a lot of publications, and some innovation. What I never was able to figure out how to do was adding the business school and the law school. And those are critically important these days to innovation. In fact, one of my best students, who got a $350 million grant from the Defense Department, told me, Chris, you have to start with the end in sight, and the end is the Center for Medicare and Medicaid Services, CMS. And so you have to figure out if there's reimbursement at the end of the road. That's a concept that we don't really think about much in academia, but somehow we have to get that kind of point across to new entrepreneurs. Thank you again very much. I'm honored with this.
Now please welcome our first 2023 inductee, who is being recognized for revolutionizing underwater connector technologies.
Yeah, I was born in western Pennsylvania in 1937, so I grew up during the World War II. Times were tough. Lived in a very rural section of western Pennsylvania.
Congratulations, James Cairns. Dr. Andrew Clark will be accepting the medal on behalf of Dr. Cairns, who could not be with us this evening. Dr. Clark is trustee of the Link Foundation, established by Florida Inventors Hall of Fame inductee Edwin A. Link.
Thank you, Allison. Jim sends his sincere regrets that he couldn't be here himself tonight, but I'm honored to be here to accept on his behalf. And I'm humbled to be in the presence of so many brilliant innovators here tonight. As I mentioned in the video, there exists an astonishing complex of electronic infrastructure on the deep sea floor worldwide. That animation that you watch was no artist's deception of what could be, but rather an actual network we installed in the Eastern Med to serve as a tsunami early warning system and support offshore energy. None of the systems nor the services provided by the 2 companies I founded would even have been imaginable without the capabilities enabled by Jim's transformative inventions. Obviously, these inventions have been crucial to me in my career, but Jim's breakthroughs have also been important to all of you and mankind writ large, helping to facilitate many of the comforts we all take for granted today. Here's just one example. Our ubiquitous smartphones have lulled many into believing that we live in a wireless world. That may be true for the last mile when you're within range of a Wi-Fi router or cell tower, but it's not those devices that enable the internet to connect the entire world. Nor can satellites alone support all that bandwidth. Over 90% of today's internet traffic travels over fiber optic cables. And with more than 70% of our planet covered by the oceans, over 95% of all that traffic is carried by submarine cables like those seen in that animation. There's now about 1 million miles of fiber optic cable on the seafloor, with more laid every day. That's enough to go to the moon 3 times. And these don't just crisscross the oceans to connect continents, they're festooned around each coast of each continent, linking together their own populations. So, as you've heard earlier, the internet is one of the most important inventions of modern times. It has empowered individuals with information they had no access to previously. Jim Caron's invention spurred a far more rapid and economical worldwide expansion of this vital network to the benefit of all society. And I'll just mention, Jim can't be here tonight because he and his wife, Anna Maria, are in Italy, but I know they've tuned in tonight, watching on the Zoom. So, Jim, I think you're here in spirit with all of us, and I hope we've made you proud. Thank you.
Our next inductee is being recognized for breakthroughs in laser and optics-enabled technologies.
My mantra has always been, why not change the world? I knew I wanted to go into lasers in 10th grade. There was a physics demonstration where they're taking a laser beam, pointing it off a table and sending it off across the room. And then the teacher got up on the table and he stepped on the table and he was showing that all matter was compressible. And I don't remember it.
Congratulations, Jason Eichenholz.
Well, I'm a bit humbled this evening to be inducted into the Florida Inventors Hall of Fame. Thank you to MJ for nominating me, my Creole family, UCF family who are here at the table, as well as my parents who are here supporting me tonight. Their support over the years has been invaluable, and I wouldn't be here without them. As they will tell you very clearly at the bar later tonight, my journey was nowhere near linear nor easy. As you look around this room and you see the inductees and the past inductees, those inductees are pretty remarkable. It's humbling as we've changed markets, industries, invented new products. We've commercialized them. We've helped the environment. We've explored other planets. And we've saved lives. So I think about this, and I think about what got me here, and I think about my life in three very distinct chapters. Chapter one, let's call schooling, my formal technical education training that got me here today. It was in that chapter that I very quickly realized I was smart, but I wasn't that smart. I've been able to befriend some incredible science. These scientists I've collaborated with, done research with, and they're pretty amazing. And I'm actually sitting with some of them tonight. I've done some cool research, sent stuff to Mars, measured spectra there, the depths of the ocean, the top of Mount Everest. And I've done some of that research with lasers and photonics. And while I knew that I could hold my own in a room of scientists, I saw things just a little bit differently. And I realized that academic path, and I see some shaking heads tonight, wasn't for me. So then came chapter two. Chapter two was saying, all right, I'm going to spend my career commercializing photonics technology. Maybe I could do something there. And I realized if I wanted to make a name for myself commercializing technology, I should probably combine my love for science and technology and my passion for business. Maybe here I can build a reputation and career. After 80-something patents and leading some incredible teams, starting some pretty cool companies, I even got to take one of those public on NASDAQ, and you saw my face when we did that. I have to admit that chapter ended pretty well. But then what? What do you do after that kind of success? And I'm going to share amongst my closest friends here tonight I've got something to admit. I have no professional goals left. What do you do after that? What do you do after a night like tonight? Would it be great to get from 80-something to 100 patents? Yeah. Would it be great to get a couple more awards? Sure. But I think you have to ask yourself, why? Ego? Resume? Reputation? Maybe a discount at Starbucks? How much is enough? Which comes to chapter 3, and that chapter is just beginning to get written. I've decided to dedicate my chapter 3 to move from reputation building to legacy building, moving from success to significance. 25 years from now, no one's going to care if I got to 100 patents. But countless families will care if I can figure out how to get the model right and we can build Jonathan's Landing. That kind of impact is, as Simon Sinek says, my why. Why not change the world? Indeed. I ask each and every one of you here, as you're sitting at this event or you're leaving this event, to think about your own chapter 3. There's so many amazingly smart people in this room. We're all humbled. How can each of you leverage your individual success that you've already done and build a life of significance for others? How much better would our world be if you were able to do that? Why not change the world? Thank you.
Our next inductee is being recognized for life-saving technologies to reduce fatalities from complicated urinary tract infections.
Hi, I'm Dr. David Flunchbaugh. It's an honor to be here this evening to work with inventors. We decided that there should be an inventors club that's active here, people who are creative, who want fellow inventors and esteemed guests. It is great humility and gratitude that I am here today to accept this honor and this recognition from the Florida Inventors Hall of Fame. I'd like to express my sincere appreciation to the selection committee and also to the Inventors Council of Central Florida for their support of this incredible recognition. None of this would have been possible without the loving support of my wife, Heidi. We've been married 66 years, and we work as a team. And I had a lot of encouragement from my family, from colleagues, mentors, and friends. My life's goal has been to innovate, to discover, or perhaps create new solutions to complex problems for the benefit of mankind. My hope is that this recognition will inspire others also to pursue their passions and to strive towards their own goals. Once again, I'm deeply honored to receive this award, and I thank you, everyone who supported me and encouraged me to keep inventing through this journey and keep inventing as long as I can live. And my wife and I have initiated and supported the Inventors Council of Central Florida and taken this message to every major university and private institutions in all of the state of Florida, because it is so important that we use our God-given talents to help other people. Thank you.
Now please welcome our next inductee, who is being recognized for transforming healthcare by harnessing AI technologies.
Since I was a child, I was never, ever satisfied with what others did. What I did had to be better, had to be quicker, had to be cheaper, had to be stronger, had to be some adjective that showed better than or improvement on.
Congratulations, Ophir Fridour.
They tell you that you should always script your talks, that you should look at the teleprompter and know what you're going to say. That's what they tell you. It's probably I should have listened to them. But I never do. I always have to do it differently. One way or another, I always do things differently. Let me start off with good evening. This place is just amazing, and being here tonight is truly amazing. Yesterday, we toured the Florida Inventors Hall of Fame Museum. And I was just shocked by the amazing innovations of the people represented there. And now I look around here and I see the presentations of all my fellow co-inductees, and I'm just humbled. It's basically the simplest way of saying it. Since I was a little child, my parents instilled in me the belief that the road to success is paved with failures. I was taught that it doesn't matter what your goals are, they should be high. They should maybe be even unachievable, but you should always aim high, because if you don't, you'll never get there. It doesn't matter how many times you fail. You just need to get up, try it again. Get back on the horse that you fell from. So let me thank those people who got me here. My students, my collaborators, my co-authors, my co-inventors. Some of them are all of the above. But I particularly want to thank one co-author who I've published many papers with, and I jointly advised several students with. But far more important than any of that, she was always there to pick me up after my many, way too many failures. And that's my wife. She's sitting over there. I also want to thank the Florida Tech gang, also sitting over there, who before the nomination process, during the nomination process, and after the nomination process, went out of their way to lend a helping hand, or actually maybe many hands, to make sure that I would actually get here, including producing that video. So thank you. And finally, I should probably thank the Florida Inventors Hall of Fame Selection Committee, who for some unknown reason put their trust and faith in me and have me speaking up here. So to all of them, to all of you, we should all enjoy and help each other, because we're all created equal, and may we enjoy the benefit of each other. Thank you very much. I'm honored. Have a great evening.
Now please welcome our next inductee, who is being recognized for innovations in gene therapy to prevent blindness.
William Hausworth's decades of groundbreaking work in gene therapy and research to cure blindness has led to what was once thought just a dream, making it possible for the blind to see. After earning his bachelor's degree in chemistry at Stanford University and his PhD in physical chemistry at Oregon State University.
Congratulations, William Hausworth. And unfortunately, he was not able to join us tonight, so Dr. David Norton will be accepting on his behalf.
Well, on behalf of Dr. Bill Hausworth, let me express my sincere thanks to this organization for the recognition with this award, which I will make sure to get to him. Unfortunately, Dr. Hausworth was not able to join us tonight. As an administrator, as a leader of the research organization of a large university, one of the great privileges is to be associated with people who are changing the lives of individuals on a daily basis. And it's really humbling to be here today to accept this. And again, on behalf of Dr. Hausworth and the University of Florida, I want to thank this organization for this recognition. Thank you.
Now please welcome our next inductee, who is being recognized for advances in special effects and illusion development.
I'm Daniel Joseph. I'm an illusion development principal at Walt Disney Imagineering. As a kid, I always found myself trying to take things apart. It was always kind of in the search of figuring out how things worked. Then the best part was taking them apart and making something completely new from them. And then
Congratulations, Daniel Joseph.
With all the technology available, I decided to bring up a paper speech. But wow, thank you so much for this incredible honor. It's pretty amazing to see the incredible talent and innovation in this room. It's staggering. First, I wanted to thank my parents who are here tonight, who not only put up with, but encouraged me to take apart as many things as possible in the house growing up. Thank you, Mom and Dad. I also want to thank my many, many mentors and teachers I had over the years, from whom I've learned the most important thing. Questions are a good thing. Next, I want to thank Disney for creating an environment where someone like me can flourish. Walt Disney Imagineering is an amazing place, and I'm surrounded by even more amazing people. It's truly inspiring. I also want to mention my wife, Marina, and my two sons, Franklin and Marty. You guys constantly remind me to look at the world through fresh eyes and wonder, and remember, fun is the destination. So love you guys. Last, I want to thank the Florida Inventors Hall of Fame. I was seriously absolutely taken aback to receive this honor, and I thank you for considering someone a little bit outside of these amazing industries that are represented here tonight. Thank you so much, and good night.
Our next inductee is being recognized for pioneering next-generation human DNA sequencing.
I grew up in a family business, and my father was a chemical engineer, and we had a lab in our basement. And so for many years, I thought everybody had a lab in their basement.
Congratulations, Jonathan Rothberg. Jonathan is unable to join us tonight, so Deputy Director Brent will accept on his behalf. Now please welcome our next inductee, who is being recognized for discoveries in chemical mechanical polishing.
The smallest of inventions or smallest of innovations can make the biggest impact in the world.
Congratulations, Deepika Singh.
This is a great honor. I'm deeply honored and humbled by being in presence of such accomplished people in this hall. First and foremost, I would like to thank the organizing committee and the selection committee who have recognized innovation and put up such an amazing event for all the inductees. I want to say that innovation is a collective effort, and therefore I would like to thank my team who worked tirelessly for many hours with dedication and passion, and without their help, the breakthroughs wouldn't be possible. I also want to thank all my mentors, my teachers, my advisors, and the wonderful folks at the University of Florida without whose insights, guidance, and encouragement, I wouldn't be here today. what we do is polish ultra-hard materials with chemical solutions. And the materials are diamond, silicon carbide, sapphire, which are extremely hard to polish, and it used to take days to polish them. We came up with an innovation where we use nanoparticles, and we would polish these materials within an hour. These materials are important because they are being used to make semiconductor chips. If you use an Apple Watch or you use any smart devices, an Apple phone, these are things that you are using. Our products were used to polish certain materials in these devices. The diamond and other materials are being used for defense applications, and I just want to say that it has been a great journey. I would like to thank my family, who has always been my source of motivation, and I would like to thank one person in particular who has been a source of inspiration, my sounding board, and has been there through good and bad times, and that's my husband, Rajiv Singh. So, thank you again for this incredible honor. I'm deeply humbled and honored. Thank you.
Now please welcome our next inductee, who is being recognized for revolutionizing modern nuclear power structure.
You know, I was always an entrepreneur, always wanted to be.
Congratulations, Krishna Singh.
Well, good evening. Let me first thank the Florida Hall of Inventors organization for organizing this wonderful evening and giving people like me, obscure people, and a place where we meet our kindred spirits. I think it's a wonderful evening, and thank you. As far as I'll tell you a few things, although you heard a lot of self-congratulation on the screen there. But I should tell you that I'm CEO of Holtec. I'm also a CTO, Chief Technology Officer. I founded the company in 1986, going on 37 years now. And my wife reminds me, she's in the audience, that I haven't had a promotion yet. She also reminds me that I have served longer in a dictator's job, it's a private company. I have served longer than Joseph Stalin, Mao Zedong, and Papa Doc. We talk about retiring all the time, but that isn't going to happen. I enjoy doing what I do, and the company is a great success. My road has not been paved with failures, thank goodness. I like it that way better. We are now a company valued at north of $14 billion. We are considered by some, by most people, the most preeminent company in the nuclear industry, and we are making headway in clean energy industry. We expect to continue to make contributions. Our small modular reactor is going to be deployed someplace near you, wherever you live, I assure you, in the next 10, 15 years. We have developed a small reactor that is unconditionally safe and that basically gives power where it is needed. We have a number of people from our company here. We have produced over 220 patents. But what's unique about our company that you will find, those of you of inventing persuasion will find that just about everything we manufacture has our patents in them. We produce roughly 2,000 capital equipment, especially engineered each year from our manufacturing plants. We have 3 of them in the Northeast, Ohio, Pennsylvania, and New Jersey. These plants together have about 1 million square feet of manufacturing space, and they produce over 2,000 pieces of capital equipment. And every one of them, practically every one of them, has our inventions built into it. So we put the inventions to use. We want to make sure that whatever we do improves things for the future and for the present. And you would know why I continue to think that way if you realize my beginnings. I was born in the most undeveloped part of India. Where I lived, where I grew up as a child, India, as you know, is a populous country. This little town had 10,000 people, and there were 20,000 cows. Okay? Cattle owned the place. I didn't see the first traffic light till I was 10 years old. And we didn't have electricity till I was 9 years old. So it's been, when you grow up that way, you realize that don't take development for granted. As a matter of fact, development is contrary to human nature. Think about it. For 2 million years, humans lived in Stone Age. Nothing happened for 2 million years. So development is not natural to humankind. It's more recent. In the past 200-300 years, we have broken that chain of inactivity and we have begun to develop. And actually it's accelerating in an amazing way. I look at it in a personal way. My first patent, dating back to about 1980, had a 4 million, it was in 4 million series. Today they're granting patents at 11 million series. So that's in the past 30 years or so, the number of patents granted has more than tripled. Okay? That is, looking from the patent standpoint, the way technology has been advancing. And that's a wonderful time to be alive. It's a wonderful time to be participating in developing new technologies. Thank you. You have a great evening.
And now we present our final inductee, who is being recognized for pioneering the world's first laser printer.
Gary grew up in Lansing, Michigan, and he was the only son of a dairyman. Being an only child, and in Michigan where the homes had basements, that was his lab. And he would do all kinds of experiments.
Congratulations to Gary Starkweather. Accepting the award on his behalf tonight, we are joined now by his son.
I too have prepared remarks, being in this
company of inventors. This is such an honor for me and my family to accept this award on behalf of my father, Gary Starkweather, the inventor of so many imaging technologies, not the least of which was the laser printer. Throughout his life, my father saw the world in such a curious way. Initially enrolled in engineering at Michigan State University, he was encouraged to switch his major to physics, and eventually he fell in love with optics. After a brief stint at Bausch & Lomb, he enrolled at the University of Rochester, where he received a master's degree in optics. He eventually would work at Xerox, Apple Computer, Microsoft, Lucasfilm, Pixar, where his work would earn him the National Inventors Hall of Fame Award, Academy Award, the Johann Gutenberg Prize, the David Richardson Medal, the CRN Industry Hall of Fame, and induction into the Computer History Museum, among others. His innovation and unique conception and application of technology continues tonight to be recognized by the Florida Inventors Hall of Fame. This truly is an honor for our family, myself and my mother, Joyce Starkweather, my father's wife of 58 years. My father loved to teach, and he loved to learn. This was a core part of his being. So I know my father would want these few things to be said on his behalf tonight. First, to the innovators in this room that create new technologies, and to the future innovators yet to make their mark. He would tell them that most, if not all, people will not initially understand or appreciate your work. Regardless, do not lose your vision amongst those who would doubt it. One of the most difficult aspects of the laser printer development was the constant struggle to explain this new technology to skeptical colleagues. Gary Starkweather, however, was tenacious when he realized the multiple applications of this technology and would continue to develop it until it became one of the most successful inventions in printing and imaging history. Secondly, he would encourage companies to provide research and development staff both the time and money to pursue their creative ideas and applications with new technologies. Gary Starkweather strongly felt that unencumbered creative time was when innovators most often received their eureka moment. Companies and institutions that constantly worry about time and effort solely focused on one idea rarely encouraged innovation that fell outside of that box. Third, my father would be certain to recognize the value of the Florida Inventors Hall of Fame and its role in not just recognizing great inventors, but in providing encouragement and communication to inventors yet to make their mark. It is with this spirit that my mother and I accept this award and show our gratitude to the Florida Inventors Hall of Fame and all of the wonderful staff we've had the pleasure of interacting with over these past few months. I'd like to close with an excerpt from a Robert Frost poem, The Road Not Taken, that my father closed his acceptance speech at the National Inventors Hall of Fame Awards 11 years ago. It is so representative of his perspective on life. It is a poem that, as described by Ashley Robinson, argues for the importance of our choices, both big and small, since they shape our journey through life. Quote, "Two roads diverged in a wood, and I took the one less traveled by, and that has made all the difference." Thank you.
Congratulations to everyone. This has truly been a monumental evening. Through the work of these inventors, we've traveled from the inner workings of a nuclear power plant to the vastness of the deep ocean, from the frontiers of laser technologies to life-saving medical treatments, and so much more. So please join me in one more round of applause for all of our new inductees. On behalf of the Florida Inventors Hall of Fame, thank you so much for joining us this evening. This does conclude our ceremony, but before we let you go, we do want to invite you to stay for one more photo. So will all the inductees that are here tonight please come up here to the stage for a commemorative group photo. New inductees as well as inductees from past years. This will be a special commemorative group photo in honor of the 10th anniversary of the Florida Inventors Hall of Fame. Thank you again so much for being here tonight, and we will see you next year.